Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Context is King. I'm Rebecca Brayton, and today we're going to be talking about the value of YouTube subscribers. With me as always is Ashkan Karpus-Rushan, the CEO and founder of WatchMojo. Welcome, Ash. All right, so let's get down to business. So Matt from New York asks, are YouTube subscribers valuable since notifications don't go out to every single sub you have?
Sure. So Facebook historically throttles your notifications. They don't send them to everybody. YouTube does the same thing. I know it's like crazy heretic to say, oh my God, that makes a lot of sense, because a lot of YouTube producers get frustrated when they find out that YouTube doesn't send your email a notification to everybody. But that's crazy. If you think about it, how many channels have you subscribed to?
Okay, not that many.
Okay, but let's say you've subscribed to 500 channels, you're a heavy YouTube user, and half of them send out a video every day. Do you really want to get notified 250 times a day?
Especially if they're WatchMojo.
There you go. I mean, we publish like close to 10 videos a day, and people were showing up in pitchforks. So I actually think it makes a lot of sense. Now, the question was not, does it make sense? Is there value? Of course. I think the problem is people go to extremes. So is a YouTube subscriber as worthless as back in the day if you were like a cable channel and you were in 100 million homes because you reach 100 million subscribers? Yeah, I mean, that was kind of like irrelevant because it's not like 100 million people watch BET or ESPN. But since in this case you have, in our case, 20 million human beings, and when there was like a bot check, we only lost 20,000, which is a ridiculously small number. So if you have 20 million people who have voluntarily subscribed to you, I think it's a great indication of brand, of audience size, of loyalty. Is it a great indication of revenue? No. So I don't think it's a good gauge of revenue because, frankly, you could have 2 million subs and get a couple hundred thousand viewers watching your videos, and you could have 10 million or 20 million and you still only get 200,000 people watching your videos. And the reason for that is the algorithm reacts a bit differently. But the problem is when people go to extremes. So I think it depends what you're trying to gauge, right? It's just another metric. So it is important, more important than a traditional cable subscriber. But not as, I would say the best gauge for revenue is probably views to some extent, because that's where basically you are serving ads before and after and next to.
Do you have any idea how many, like for our, let's take us as an example, how many WatchMojo subscribers get a notification about every time we upload a video?
I don't want to pretend like YouTube's giving me a figure because they won't. I would say realistically, you're probably looking at 5 to 10, 15% because we are so big, right? I mean, if you have 300,000 subscribers and you publish one video a week, and it's always about, Japanese cuisine, you might be getting 50, 60, 70% notifications going through. But in our case, I think we wanted to please our audience, so we kept publishing more to kind of reflect the suggestions coming in. But realistically, while they are all top 10-ish, they are very different. So I think for our number, it's pretty low. I do think YouTube will keep testing with that to try to figure out a middle kind of range, because they're afraid that if they up it at best, like if they up the notification percentage to how many subscribers
People
it goes
just
to,
turn it off.
That's it. Well, I think at best they just turn off, like unsubscribe, but at worst from their eyes, they just tune out from the platform.
Right. Yeah, I was going to ask, like, do you think there's a sweet spot? Like, what do you think the sweet spot would be?
Well, what we proposed to them, this is confidential, but I mean, I've written about this, I'm sure, somewhere, was that we wanted them to kind of send a one-time notification to, and tell us if you like this, and if you say you do, then we'll just reinforce it with them. What we wanted to get them to do was to send a one-time notification where we created buckets. So in our case, if you said, look, it's kind of like ring the bell, but on steroids. It's kind of like saying, I really want to get notified every time there is kind of something in the film vertical versus the gaming vertical, versus the music vertical, or the TV show vertical, then we would check that box off, so you get the Game of Thrones, or the Friends, or the Seinfeld, which are my typical examples.
I feel like Seinfeld is...
Seinfeld's always going to be an example. But they said, look, we'll take it into consideration. The big thing with YouTube is they go, if there's a lot of channels that would use something, we would implement it. So if you like that idea, let us know, and we'll show up to YouTube with pitchforks.
Why wouldn't we just start a new channel for each of those verticals?
Well, okay, we could, but the way we've done it is we've kind of said gaming's going to go on Plays, and WatchMojo is going to be the de facto film and TV channel.
Thank you very much, Ash. And to you guys, if you have any questions for us, send them in, and we will try to answer them next time. See ya.